And we are live. Good Sunday to you, good people. Welcome to Blurred Minds Media. This is another episode of Shop Talk Sports. I guess I am your interim host at the moment. We have hosts all over the place right now. We have one in Tennessee watching his son do his thing on the football field. They was in a little tournament, won the first one, lost the second, but hey, it ain't bad. With victory always comes loss, and with loss always comes victory. So them young men just learned a little lesson today. Our other host might come in and flex on us later on. He's in Vegas right now, so I know it's still plenty early where he's at. So he might as well just come in, flex, show us pull back the one-handed bandit one time for us. See if you got any money coming in. We'll see if he'll check in or not. But outside of that, you seen the little headline. I made a drastic error, I realized, in the header. I did not put the name of the show, Shop Talk Sports. I do apologize. But outside of that, we're talking Kyrie Irving versus Stephen A. Smith. I'll wait till we kind of build the panel up a little bit to get on that discussion. Obviously, it's football season, baby. We're talking week 6 NFL. What's your team look like? Did they get their ass busted? Are they winning? Did they upset somebody? How's your fantasy team looking? You winning money? Or is your wife about to put your ass out on motherfucking Skid Row? We're going to find out tonight. We got some people going to chime in. It's always a call-in show with us, so the link is in the comments if you feel free to do so. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in one of my guys I got backstage, brethren of the Blurred Minds Media conglomerate, brethren of the United Hard Hats of America, and the host of his very own show, Monday Night Mayhem. I'm going to bring him in, let you tell he's going to tell y'all a little bit about that, and then we're going to get on to the sports discussion. My guy, Chris, a.k.a. Apocalypse.
What is really good, Jay Wall? What is good to be part of Blurred Minds Media, another venture once again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all around the world, it's your man Chris, aka Apocalypse. Before we get into Shop Talk Sports, I will do my more than shameless and less than subtle plug of my show, Monday Night Mayhem, cracking off, hopefully every Monday. We came back last Monday. We're back this Monday. Monday Night Mayhem, celebrating the 80s to 90s wrestling heyday for a lot of you older school wrestling fans, or if you younger fans want to chime in as well, that's cool.
The golden era.
Yeah, the golden era of professional
wrestling. Back when wrestling and rap music was pure.
Mm-hmm. So that's why we focus on the 80s to 90s heyday era of professional wrestling. Tomorrow night's discussion, we will be revisiting from a previous U-Ho show, tag teams. U-Ho. So we will be featuring tag teams. Now these are tag down. We're not brand heavy. We discuss mainly WCW and WWF / WWE, and even some of the smaller federation and promotions. But we are focusing on great tag teams, Volume 2. Mixtape. Y'all already know. Monday Night Mayhem. Check it out on the Blurred Minds Media. Tomorrow evening, we will be jumping off 8 p.m. J Walls. That's what's really good.
8 p.m. baby. I like that schedule. Still can still get off and have a little bit of time to get myself together for the next day. So exactly. I ain't mad at it at all.
Exactly. Appreciate it.
But like my guy said, he is the ringleader of Monday Night Mayhem, 80s, 90s tribute wrestling show. Get your education there. Just come for the nostalgia. Take a walk down memory lane. Call in and talk shit. Figure it out. See what we're going to do. My guy will craft his shows accordingly, so trust me, there's a bunch of part 2s coming. I mean, we got a lot of stuff. There's no lack of conversation when it comes to the golden era of wrestling.
Oh, definitely. We are one series that we didn't get to do real briefly on the under the U-Ho banner as far as Monday Night Mayhem. NWO
coming soon.
NWO definitely coming soon. I still have my notes. I probably have to add to my notes because we do our diligence. While we want this to be fun and entertaining, we still keep it factual and informative. These are just our thoughts, feelings, and recollections of the documented events that took place beforehand. All right. We try to keep it a focus group. This is not necessarily a debate, things of that nature or a top 10 list. Open forum discussion is the way we try to mold Monday Night Mayhem and some of the other programming that is and will soon be coming under Blurred Minds Media.
So, folks, you can check that out every Monday like clockwork, 8 o'clock p.m. But enough of the wrestling for the moment. We are on Shop Talk Sports, baby. Sports trash talk, call in, cam up, do whatever you want to do. But before we get into any discussion on sports, we have another guy in the backstage. I'm going to bring him in. He's my people's. So he's just the guy. I've seen this guy already since I met him, kind of grow and do his thing, man. And trust me, this young man knows what he's doing and what he's got going on. So I'm going to let him introduce himself a little bit, tell you his allegiances, his sports allegiances, who he rides with. And we're just going to keep it moving from there. So I'm going to bring in my guy, Tobias.
What's up, Unks?
Shit, nothing, man. How's it going?
Man, same old.
What's good, nephew? How's it hanging?
Hey, it's going. You know who I'm riding with. Them Cards and them Steelers.
Hey.
Cards and Steelers.
Y'all heard the man.
Yeah. So, how's them Steelers looking this year, man? What you think about your squad?
Man, we've been rough, but it's better than going undefeated all season, losing the playoff. Let's go ahead and take our losses now, and then we come back and take over.
Hey, right, you ain't lying. Trust me. As a Tennessee Titans fan, outside of that first season when we came out strong against them Rams and bum ass Kurt Warner, it's been a very lackluster up and down situation for us.
Oh, you a Titans fan? We gonna fight tomorrow. That's Monday night, bro. Bills Mafia. You know what it is.
Yeah, I can't wait to slap
I'm still having flashbacks from the stiff arm from hell, a la Derrick Henry, in that matchup against y'all last year. I'm still having like post-traumatic stiff arm syndrome.
Shit, you're gonna be really fucked up after tomorrow then.
Hey, because none of them DBs want that action.
Hell no. Like trying to motherfucking tackle a Brahma bull runner down through that motherfucker.
All right, we jumping ahead because that's a Monday night game. We can kind of preview that, you know what I mean? But if we want to go ahead and get cracking off into Saturday's college action / Sunday.
Yeah, I see. Like I said, Tobias came in. He's Cardinals. He's Cardinals all day. I see the shirt you rocking. So let's go ahead and let's get into a little college football, man. How's y'all's teams looking? What's your predictions? Who you think really gonna go and get that big time bowl this year?
Well, the Cards were on a bye week this week, and thank God, because there's just a lot to work on and retool when you talk about those back-to-back losses between Wake Forest and then Virginia last week, blowing big leads, not being able to close games out, running games up and down. The offensive line is inconsistent. With that, hurts Malik Cunningham as a whole. Because, I like him as a quarterback, The two feature receivers, they're both freshmen, and they're small. They're both 5'11". I miss guys like Devontae Parker and Gary Barnett and Mario Urrutia, big play receivers that can get it done short, intermediate, or deep route. So, but second half of the season, man. Maybe Carson turn around, eke out a bowl of some sort. But as much as I love them right now, only bowl I can see them is the toilet bowl.
Where my Kentucky Wildcats used to thrive in was the toilet bowls, the Music City bowls and such. But at the moment, the only person that could bust our ass was numero uno. So I ain't too mad at that, especially for the conference we in and the history we have in that conference in football. But best you believe me, the Cardinals needing wins, game at the end of our season scares the shit out of me. I know you're just waiting to bust our ass. What do you say about that, Tobias?
Hey, UK's on the upcoming against the number one defense. They look real good.
I mean, I ain't mad at it. I mean, no,
I ain't mad at it either. They playing sound football all day long.
Yeah, we finally look like something. The funny thing is, the up and downs, I'm looking at them like, was we tripping with Stoops? I mean, it looked like a good hire. We had good seasons, some flagrant seasons. I was like, I don't know. But this season, it looked like he finally brought it all the way together.
Yeah, it's definitely coming together.
I mean, coming into Georgia yesterday, you guys were ranked what? 11th?
11th.
Yeah,
and
11th.
We were 6-0.
All right. Well, I mean, you talk about losing Georgia. I mean, number one team in the country, and
that's why I ain't too mad at it, man. And honestly, the fact that we was just in the upper echelon of the SEC in football, finally. I mean, if you're going to get knocked on a winning streak, it might as well be number one. Anybody else season look flagrant.
Exactly. But that SEC East, man, it's starting to. I don't know. I mean, Florida done dropped 2 straight, right? UK just took their first loss, yet y'all still kind of in the driver's seat as far as second. Because I mean, Georgia, in the East Division is just you know what I'm saying, they getting it done. That defense is terrifying.
And honestly, you know how it goes. It's very possible. It's very possible that once we get in that SEC tournament, I mean, we could get some redemption.
Yeah.
I mean, possibly. But I mean,
when you talking UK football, it's like you standing at the pulpit on church on Sunday. We going off faith, baby.
Right. But hey, like I said, coming in ranked 11th yesterday, and even taking a loss to Georgia, like you said, number one team in the country, Division 4. I don't think you guys should stay within the top 15. I'm thinking when the new poll drops tonight, because it's a loss. I don't think y'all covered though. For all you gambling junkie motherfuckers out there. Yet and still, I mean, if you're gonna take your first loss, it's the number one team in the country. It's in conference. It's a division game. It's Georgia. I would actually put Georgia's defense when you talk about somebody like the other big baddie in the SEC, Bama. Because Bama's defense and their offensive line, I think, has been up and down. And the thing I love about Georgia's defense, it's consistency. It is just hard to gain first downs. They turn the ball over. They get turnovers. They score off turnovers. I think they got 2 special teams touchdowns this year, possibly as far as Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some defenses.
And if you notice, outside of LSU in the past, I would say probably 5-6 seasons, Georgia and Auburn are probably the only other teams in the SEC that've been they've been showing that they getting ready to knock on Alabama's door. I mean, they should have glimpsed over the past few seasons. They was trying to get in there.
Well, like I said, the thing that I really loved about Georgia's defense this year, you guys know how it is: college, high school, pro, Tecmo Bowl. Some defenses are good at stopping the run. Some defenses excel at stopping the pass. Georgia, to me, between stopping the run, a solid secondary, and their special teams play, they are, to me, what I call a 3-level defense, which to me, that's a championship level defense. There's too many things that defense doesn't do, and not just do well. Okay, I'm pretty sure they're like top 5 in every major defensive category. When you talk about total yards. 5. So what, Tobias? So what we talking about? What total yards, points allowed?
Yeah, top 5 and all across the board.
Red zone opportunities. I mean, I thought a couple years back, I think it was that 17 season. I'm like, man, Georgia's gonna do Bama, and as far as the SEC and going to the playoff, and they failed. And they had a similar defense to me that year. But to me, this defense, it's like the same thing, 3-level, but they are just so keyed in and so locked in and intense. Guys are swarming to the ball. And I love seeing that in any level of football. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of one-on-one open field tackles with Georgia's defense. And that's a good thing.
Yes, it's all gang tackles. Everybody flying around having fun. That's what it's about on defense.
Yeah.
They do. They swarm. It's like
and that's what our coaches used to teach us in Park and Rec. They're like, you see a single man hit a tackle and you right there, they're like, get on it. You dog pile him every time because if he shake loose, you gonna be the chump.
See, that's another thing. Georgia, they don't give up a lot of yards after contact when you talk about the running game. If you catch a pass, they do not give up a lot of rack yards when you talk about receiving after the catch. They just don't, okay? Those kids swarm to that ball. That's on some Killer Bees, old school Wu-Tang shit. And kids, there's some more fucking homework for y'all to do, all right? Don't think just because y'all watching the Wu-Tang series on Hulu, y'all really know what it is, all right? But anyway.
Matter of fact, if you're watching that, you know nothing about Wu-Tang, but you do know that RZA will entertain the fuck out of you. It's about all you get out of that show. But
I ain't gonna front. Shout out to my man Dave East real quick. He's an actual artist, man. The dude who plays Method Man on Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he does pretty good. I like the whole show. I know it's not historically, factually accurate, but it's a good show.
Yeah, it's definitely a good show.
You know, I love it. I love that. Have y'all been well, fuck it. We'll segue out sports for a second since you went ahead and got us on that real quick. Y'all been any of y'all seen the BMF shit yet?
Look, man, I was living in Atlanta when Meeks and them was, you know what I mean? So
that's what run your ass up to Louisville. You was telling, wasn't you?
Anyway, let's get a whole lot of things straight right now. Okay. At daycare, at school, on the streets, at work, I've never read it.
Put it on wax. My man don't eat no motherfucking cheese.
Real talk. But I mean, I feel like.
But have you seen the show, bro? Have you seen the show?
I don't feel the need to watch it, bro. I really don't.
Man, it's still dope. Have you seen it, Tobias?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. It's good.
What do you think about it? I honestly, from Power and then the joint about Ghost Son and then the joint about Kanan. I think Power first, like I would give him first 3 or 4 seasons, and then BMF is probably my favorite shit 50 done did because I ain't really dig the offshoots of Power yet. I couldn't get into them. That's just me. But that BMF, I like it. I like that joint a lot. And the fact that the main character is actually Big Meech's son, that's crazy.
Yeah, Big Meech's real life son's playing him. You know what I'm saying? I peeped that on that Fed, the rat, Vlad TV.
Oh shit, done called him out.
Yeah, but nah, like I said, I mean, I lived in Atlanta from like 95 to 97, you know, which as far as them and BMF, that was a good chunk of their heyday, you know, and you know, I knew people who knew them cats, and I met some of those cats, you know. I was in Strokers and Leans on some of those nights when they was popping, you know what I'm saying, $4,000 or $5,000 bottles and running up 6-figure bar tabs. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, so bless him.
I mean, and then I'm not a big supporter of 50, man, in a lot of ventures, you know what I'm saying, from his music to whatever. You know, I just don't get down with that cat like that. 50? But I mean, yeah.
50?
You don't like 50?
Nah, I've never been a 50 fan. I mean, come on, man. He stole his name from a dead guy, bro. Like, come on, man. Real talk. Real 50 Cent.
One of the greatest groups of all time is called Capone and Noriega.
And I get that, you know what I mean? But it's just like, bruh, like, you know, it's like cats like him, and then when Rick Ross came out, I'm the boss.
Yeah, Rick Ross is definitely flagrant.
I mean, bruh, like, just quit riding somebody else's dick, bruh. That's what I'm saying. But is there any other college matchups from the weekend that kind of caught y'all eye, whether it was a win or an upset?
Yeah, that Purdue and Iowa game.
I was waiting on you, nephew. Go on, speak on it. Go on, speak on it.
Man, that blew my mind. But shit, I knew Purdue had it in the potential of beating them. But I like the way Iowa been playing ball here lately. But I guess they just got caught slipping. You know, you can lose or win any day of the week.
Iowa's main issue. Iowa was eye candy to y'all. I'm gonna tell you why. It's that defense. Okay. The thing is, that defense has to be so top notch because their offense is lacking. They're not very creative, and they really can't stretch the field. Okay. They're not a deep threat. They're not a deep threat in the passing game. Iowa going into Purdue actually was fool's gold. Y'all all fell for it.
Man. I knew Purdue had it in him, but I was going in with it. I was like, man, I think I was gonna go ahead and take Purdue. And then when they came out playing top notch ball, I was like,
tell them, nephew, tell them, man. People gotta understand matchups.
Yeah, definitely the matchups, because there was a couple plays that I seen that what's the head coach's name that he seen, and he was just like, I'm gonna target that one player. It's over.
Oh, Jeff Brom?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jeff Brom. That's it.
From where? Y'all see it? The Ville?
He definitely
fucking Jeff Brom, dude. He never goes nowhere. He's always in the mix of some shit.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll give it to the whole Brom family, man. They got the Brom family kind of lightweight Louisville's Manning family. You know what I mean? Like they're a football family, especially in Louisville.
The thing I kind of that frustrates me in regards to Jeff is like when you talk to people in coaching circle, all right, you're gonna hear a lot of good things about him. And like I kind of like the Purdue hiring, when I think about, you know, his resume as a coordinator and an assistant up to that point, I felt that as far as a major D1 job, that was a little overdue. Now, some of y'all might say, oh, I'm being a homer because it's Jeff Brom and blah, blah, blah. But I see
you definitely are. I mean, look at your shirt.
But what I'm saying, real talk, though, look at you talk about a grinder like him.
But hold on. Now that I think about it, just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because I might have somebody gonna bust you up or ride with you. Hold on 1 second. We got somebody else jumping in. It felt to me that it was a little Cardinal heavy in here, and even though I can't ride with a fellow Wildcat, I definitely will ride with somebody from the SEC. My guy, JD. What's happening?
Here we go.
What's up, Mom?
Here we
What's
go.
cracking?
I swear.
JD in the building. SEC representative. Let them know who you repping in the SEC. Just so they a first time viewer, my friend. Let them know what flag you flying in college sports.
Come on, you already know it's UT all day. Tennessee Orange all day, all year.
Man, why did I show your ass yesterday?
It's SEC over everything.
What'd you say, Tobias? What would you say?
I said why Tennessee show their ass yesterday on Ole Miss? Why they throwing stuff at the coach?
Bro,
hey, dog.
Look.
Hey, dog, look.
That's JD's boy, Lane Kiffin, bro. That's his guy. And his
Lane.
whole I know, right? But
Lane Kiffin, he lucky we didn't beat him up.
But see, to follow up on an earlier point real quick, you know what I'm saying? When I was talking about Jeff Brom and me feeling his
Yeah. Go ahead, I just wanted to even the odds a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, but see, I knew you was bringing in JD because it's perfect timing. Because then I think about how somebody like Lane Kiffin keeps getting jobs.
Yeah, none of us will ever understand that.
Right, but what I'm saying is, when you talk about as a coordinator and assistant, Jeff Brom had grinded in coaching circles for years before finally getting that Purdue job. That's just the parallel I was presenting. You know what I'm saying? And bringing JD in, UT, and you know what I'm saying, the prodigal son returning yesterday with Ole Miss. Dude, that was some clown shit. Like y'all showed y'all ass down there.
And then he steals the win.
Stole it.
Stole the win. A weak ass.
Shit. Tobias, you see your boys are queued up.
Yeah.
I think they gave him the win just so they could have a reason to fight.
Out there to do his thing. I had to say, I think when it comes to people talking about GOAT quarterbacks, Manning, Brady, all these people, Rodgers, I think Ben Roethlisberger has been completely disrespected.
Most definitely, he has.
Completely. You act like this motherfucker don't got rings or something.
Yeah, they think just because he got a beer belly, he's shit. That's all.
Just because he looks like everybody's drunk uncle, don't mean he can't play ball.
Man, he still play ball.
Man, I tell you, I'm a Titans fan, and obviously us and the Steelers go through our shit, but still, Big Ben's disrespected, man. The man's got rings, and people don't talk about him like such.
I think part of it is, and JD's known me They've been riding what? Since 97, bro?
90.
Yeah, 97.
Yeah, somewhere 96, 97.
Okay, so he'll tell you this is one of my first catchphrases I introduced him to as far as your man Chris, aka Apocalypse. Big Ben Roethlisberger is a case of Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately? All right.
Hey.
Now,
okay, all right. Everybody check out the banner. Everybody check out the banner. We're gonna round robin this one time. You know where I'm at with it. I'm pretty sure we're gonna know where Tobias is with it. We're gonna round robin this real quick.
Okay.
Is Big Ben underrated? I'm gonna say absolutely. Chris?
Yes.
He's underrated. He's underrated.
JD.
I'm trying to figure out where they're rating him at.
I mean, just when you talk about all-time greats, particularly like this.
I'm
class,
just saying, you
like,
know, all the shit we've heard over the years: Manning, Brady, Aaron Rodgers, maybe Drew Brees. I mean, people got to shit on Big Ben, man, but the man won Super Bowls.
I mean, I ain't saying I wouldn't put him in my top 5, but I mean, I don't. Oh. But I definitely think he'll be in the top 10.
Okay, bottom line is Big Ben a Hall of Fame.
That ain't bad. Shit.
Is he?
I mean, fuck, if you play more than a season, you a Hall of Famer.
No,
yeah, but shit, top 10. That's a good fucking look. I would say top 10 would not be underrated. That's me.
But no, but that's my main thing. I think between the injuries and other things, you know what I'm saying, with Big Ben, it's what have you done for me lately? You know what I'm saying? And that's unfortunate, and particularly as you age and progress. Yeah, we know that's the nature of sports as a whole. The body goes through its changes. You got to make adjustments, and at some point, you know, things that used to work don't work no more. But he's a Hall of Famer still. And I think that's the bottom line. Like, he gonna get that yellow jacket.
Okay.
You know,
oh yeah, he's definitely gonna get him a yellow jacket.
See, I think that's the bottom line. But yet, I understand when you're talking about, okay, like you said, when you talk about the last 20 plus years, so the Mannings and the Breezes and the Bradys, and I mean, we get it.
I mean, they was always in the GOAT combo, but at the same time, people were talking about how great they are. Big Ben was winning championships when they wouldn't.
Right. Big Ben's not, but he's a definite solid Hall of Famer. Yet I don't know about GOAT category still.
I don't know about that.
Why not,
honestly,
though?
Even though I told you why that was flagrant, I think it's undeniable. When it's all said and done, they're gonna call Tom Brady GOAT.
I mean, I just told you why. Okay, his overall numbers.
He's a piece of shit. That's what he is.
Okay, but we talking about football.
Nice. Shots fired.
We don't care if you like Brady or not. I'm a Bills fan.
There you go.
I should be the biggest Brady hater of all time.
Yeah,
y'all get
NFL hater of all time. Y'all been trash forever.
But what I'm saying is, I can't
Tom
hate
Brady,
excellence.
king of the 10-yard pass.
I can't hate excellence.
Who gets all the way down to the goal line and won't need a ball?
Y'all kill me. 9 trips, 7 trophies. This
everybody's ticket and
9 trips and 7 trophies. This man hoisted, and everybody hates. Why does everybody hate winners? Yeah. But everybody loves Dallas.
Nobody hates because he's winning. It's just been a lot of bullshit.
Y'all hate Brady. Y'all hate that guy. Like, everybody hates Tom Brady, and I don't get it. How do you hate excellence? I'm a Bills fan. I should be the biggest Brady hater. For 20 years, twice a year, that guy kicked the shit out of my squad. I can't hate excellence. I was never a 49ers fan, yet I never denied Montana's greatness. How do y'all deny greatness? Y'all kill me with that.
I know of a guy, dude. You've went generations where every team you could have hated.
Right, but what I'm saying, right, as a Bills fan, that's my whole point. But it's Brady, bro. Like, y'all kill me with that bullshit. Quit personalizing business. It's fucking annoying. You know what? Y'all. All right, so
we'll do round robin again on the quarterback questions. Is Brady the GOAT? I'm gonna say wins, rings, longevity, multiple teams now with the ring. I'm gonna go on to say in the history books, I know they will call the man the GOAT. So, what do you say, Apocalypse?
I mean, it's no doubt. 9 trips, 7 trophies, 2 different teams. Enough said.
It's kind of undeniable. JD, what do you think?
No.
No?
No, he ain't the GOAT.
All right. Well, if he's not, who would you call the GOAT quarterback of NFL history?
If I'm gonna call somebody the GOAT quarterback, it's gonna be a quarterback that didn't have it easy. It's gonna be a quarterback that went through them years where they didn't have a motherfucking offensive line that gave you motherfucking 10 seconds in the backfield, in the pocket. I'm not giving him that. He's always had everything the way it should be for every quarterback. He's had it that way.
So how's that his fault?
Superstar. That don't make him no superstar quarterback. That make him a quarterback who had a motherfucking offensive line, had decent receivers, and a decent back. Fuck, we don't even know if Brady can throw a 100-yard motherfucking pass.
Jaden,
have you ever seen it?
Y'all kill me. Y'all kill me.
I'm not saying the man ain't good, but I can't call him the GOAT.
Oh,
Tobias.
Okay. Fair enough.
Tobias, can you interject some youthful exuberance, please, in this forum real quick?
Man, I give the man his credit, his wins. You know, he's lightly GOAT status. I mean, I don't like him on certain levels, but like this past Friday, he cost me a ticket, so I'm always gonna take my money first. But he's a piece of shit.
And that brings me to my next little interlude before we get into NFL Week 6, and then we get into Kyrie Irving versus Stephen A. Smith. Since we do have Tobias on the panel today, and I hope that he rejoins us any Sunday he wants, but I have heard that my guy does a little bit of sports betting. So let us know as far as this NFL season, what do you got any tips for people? What's your highs, your lows? Just as you've been going and doing it and dibbling and dabbling, like how's it going for you, my friend? You doing all right? Is anybody just completely just fucked your day up and you just want to choke them if you met them?
Tom Brady, he's a piece of shit. Everything else has been good. My man got all the way down to the end zone, needing to win by 7. Gets to the end zone and needs the ball. Can't kick a field goal to let me win. Come on, man. What kind of shit is that?
Ain't that about a bitch?
He cost me 20 grand right there.
And then Apocalypse gonna holler, don't. What'd you say? What's your little thing about business?
Don't personalize business.
Yeah, you cost me 20 grand. We is in business. I'm
personalizing like I knew 20 grand was on the line.
See, I'm personalizing that.
See,
I take it personal if I lose a $5 bet. 20 grand, I might have to come see you.
Right. See, knowing 20 grand on the line, see, in court, they would call that extenuating circumstance. So go ahead, Tobias, run it down.
But I definitely...
Yeah, but outside of that, Tobias, I mean, how's it going with you, man? What do you think? You got anything that you would tell people? Anything you learned from the experience? Any things you know you don't want to do?
It's been going good. It's just you get some of them teams that won't show up and show out on Sundays that, you know, teams that's been like garbage. Like, for instance, today, you know, the Miami Dolphins versus the Jaguars. You think Miami, they done put some points up on teams, but then the Jaguars come up and they win today. It upsets everybody's ticket because everybody had Miami pretty much probably winning.
Wow, right.
It's highs and lows in it, but it's been treating me good, getting me paid, so I won't complain.
Hey, there it is. And for all you naysayers out there, in either watching in the chat or gonna watch the replay, my guy said he making bread. So if y'all think you know what's up over, if you betting and ain't making no bread, you might as well come on over here and pay Tobias a small fee to get you together on your bets.
That's right, Tobias. Tell them to run that VIG in. Yeah, that's some more homework for you kids to do. See all you little internet gamblers. See the VIG. That's what you pay to lay the bet.
Yeah.
All right. Tobias, I have a question for you. You know, as far as picking your teams, whether it's the money line, the over the under, or whether even a parlay, do you just kind of freestyle, or do you reference like I watch a lot of that CBS Sports HQ, and I ain't gonna lie, especially when it comes to college or NFL, just some of the action these guys say for people to take. I definitely be scratching my head. I'm like, what? So do you reference any other media outlets in your picks, or do you just kind of just do your own thing, or let the good people know?
I pretty much do like freestyle and go back and watch the games from the previous week and see how the defense is playing and who they got to play up against the next offense and watch that offense. I pretty much freestyle, like think if they're gonna cover the spread or if I just need a bet money line. I usually try to put like 3 spread teams in there that I know somebody's gonna that's gonna beat the spread, and then everything else I do money line and shoot, just put your money down.
Now, do you want to explain to the good people if they had the urge, let alone the actual finances, to participate in what is known as the parlay bet?
Yeah, the parlay bet. It's wonderful. If you catch it right, you get paid.
Okay, explain the parlay bet real quick, briefly.
The way it goes is you get multiple games. You can pick how many if you want to do like a 12 leg. I always do 12 leg. If you put like $10 for a 12 leg and you hit all 12, that's like 30 grand.
Okay.
So all the games got to win of what you say. So if you do money line, that team has to win. If you do spread, that team got to win by 7. If you do over and under, it got to be under this point. It got to be over this point. And you just put them all in there. So if everything wins in that column that you pick, you get paid.
All right. I got a question, because on one of the last things you pointed out was the over and under, the total, as far as that game. Now, going into Tennessee and Ole Miss yesterday, did you find it curious as far as the over and under in 82? Is that an over and under that you would have taken action on, or is that one you would have just walked away from?
I actually walked away from it.
Okay. You want to explain to the good people why when you talk about an 82 over and under, particularly an SEC game? They were the 2 top offenses in the conference going into yesterday, if I remember correctly. Yes.
Right. But the reason why because who played Ole Miss played Arkansas last week, and like shit, their defense was just letting Arkansas score. It wasn't, so they was just running up points. I think both teams was, what was it? They was like at 50-0, 50-50, something like that. So I didn't know how it was gonna go. So that's why I stepped away from it, because I'm like, man, if y'all not gonna play defense, you gonna fuck me over.
Okay, so in finishing up your point with the over and under and Ole Miss Tennessee, and you're explaining why at 82 that's action you walked away from. I was highly surprised when I woke up Friday morning and seen that over and under for that game for yesterday.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there are NFL games that don't have an 82 over and under, for fuck's sake.
Right. I don't know why it was put like that.
Because it's Vegas, man. It's Vegas. But that's a whole other conversation. I'm not even going to get into.
Viva Las Vegas. Speaking of which, I sent our boy Easy E and the Queen Miss Rochelle the link. So I thought he might chime in and want to flex on us from Vegas. You never know. If he don't call and flex on us, we're gonna assume that he don't fuck the bag up.
Yup. All right. Any more football action from Saturday as far as the college ranks, or are we gonna jump into? Go ahead.
What y'all think about Louisville retiring that jersey?
Speak on it. Let's hear it. What do you think about it?
Damn.
It was well deserved.
Whose jersey got retired?
Lamar Jackson's.
Oh, well, that's a gimme.
Damn.
That's a gimme.
Hey, what about Lamar? Speaking of which, since we went ahead and brought up Mr. Lamar Jackson, that can take us right into NFL Week 6. You see him bust that ass today again?
Technically, he did. If you look at his numbers, he's like 19-27 for like $190 or whatever. And yet you're looking at 34-7 in the score. What happened? Well, obviously the Ravens defense showed up. That's obvious. All right. I think they just played
a big way too.
Right. I just think though, even with that 34 points, I didn't get to see the game, but in watching the highlights, I'm seeing the scores and I'm seeing the stats, and I'm like, well, obviously the offense was just very balanced today. Multiple guys contributed. Offensively, Baltimore obviously didn't have to lean on one or two guys. They got some production from the run game from this guy and from this guy and from this guy. You know, Lamar didn't turn the ball over. Receiving wise, this guy pitched in. Okay. And after his performance last week, this is what can make the Ravens offense even more dangerous. Or any offense for that matter. When you can have multiple guys contributing in a positive fashion, keeping those chains moving, you know, saying maintaining first downs. 34 points. So obviously several red zone trips and cashing it in. And like I said, man, this is probably the best game defensively Baltimore's had. Let's not act like Justin Herbert, as a second-year guy, wasn't coming in, him and the Chargers, as an offense, red fucking hot. Okay? Let's not act like with the traditional history of the Chargers that had anything to do with today. Let's not pretend that the Chargers aren't an up-and-coming team when you talk about the AFC as a conference, okay? The way Baltimore put it down today, that is definitely a balanced effort from that offense and the defense.
Did you
Y'all know
check
what
out
it
the game, Tobias?
Yeah, I'm riding with you, Unc. I feel what you're saying.
So my question is, like you said, they didn't exactly have to lean on a all-star quarterback this season in Lamar Jackson. They had a well-balanced front. So my question is, does that mean Ravens for the Super Bowl? Is that a logical explanation or logical thought?
I think it's too early. I think Ravens or any team, it's too early. I'm gonna tell you something,
guys.
I don't know about too early. I think they in the question, Unc. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Okay, if you wanted to make like a Final Four to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, yeah. It'd be what? Ravens, Buffalo. Who'd be the other two from the AFC right about now?
Ravens, Buffalo, and
we need, you talk about four. Who would be like the top four seeds from the AFC right now, other than Baltimore and Buffalo? Because the Kansas City win is fake. It's fake as fuck today. It was Washington. They're horrible, and Kansas City still turned the ball over.
Kansas City is shitty. They should have blew them out today.
Kansas City is shitty. That is what's good. So anybody got two other AFC teams? When you talk about, okay, what teams could possibly march to the Super Bowl? Anybody else? We need two more. Anybody? If somebody says Cincinnati, I swear to Christ, and I am not one to say that.
But Cincinnati blew the back. Who they play today? Who they play today?
See, that's the thing. You want to talk shit about them, you don't even know who the fuck they play today.
No, I seen a highlight. I forget who they played, but whoever was, they busted their motherfucking ass.
Detroit.
They played the Lions.
It's Detroit. Now what you got to say?
That should be expected, but goddamn, they put up retarded numbers, college numbers on these motherfuckers.
No, you know what?
But you know what? If you want to talk about the AFC and four teams, and if we don't got another two, fuck it. I'm gonna go on and throw my Titans in the ring.
That would be a legitimate third or fourth team, particularly depending on the outcome of tomorrow night. J Wall.
Hey, I know that win's gonna help us a lot.
Hey, the Titans look good though. Even though they cost the game against the Jets.
Oh, that hurt my feelings too. Bum ass Jets.
That shit was terrible.
God.
I don't know. Who a fourth one. So we got Baltimore, Buffalo, Tennessee, the Raiders possibly?
I don't know. The Raiders got too much going on right about now.
True. They pulled out the win today, though.
They did.
Which is the bottom line.
Honestly, I know you said don't say it, but if I'm gonna go forward, I'm throwing the Bengals in there.
You know, you're full of shit, Jay Wall. I swear to fucking God. You're so.
The Bengals look good though. So
The Bungles.
Yeah, they ain't looking bad. I mean, more than likely, it could be the Bengals of the past get one playoff game and bust. But at the moment,
listen,
looking
I'm telling you, I haven't even looked at their schedule, but the first 2-3 game stretch where they got to play teams 500 or better, yeah, y'all gonna see it.
So far out of the games that's went on today, week 6, has any game surprised you? Any shockers? Everything's about copacetic. Did it bust up any of y'all's shit?
Tobias, you know, you're the gambler aficionado of the panel, so hit them out first, bro.
I mean, Kansas City. I had two, 3 tickets. I had one. I had them by the spread. I mean, they did all right. But I feel like with Kansas City, they should have blew Washington out. But shit, Patrick Mahomes ain't been playing the same. I don't know what got into him.
You know what happens when they get that ring and they young and they got that money.
It's not even the ring. It's that Madden curse. But I can't even say it because Tom Brady's doing his thing too.
It ain't the man curse. It's I just signed a $450 million contract for 10-year curse. Fuck out of her. Yeah. That's just.
No, you never know though. You know how it is when you play ball, man. You get to move around a lot. He might have went to some of these beautiful tropical states, and he was like, "Man, I don't even want to be in Kansas City no more. I'm about to fuck this up so I can leave." I'm trying to get to Miami.
No, basically, man, Kansas City, everything they got a new line. It's a young line. And then the young kid from LSU, even when he does produce, he fumbles. Clyde Zeller. And if you know Andy Reid in any capacity, going back to under the assistant back in the day from Bill Walsh, head coach at Philly, and now in Kansas City, all right? Andy Reid's offense is still focused on running the ball, okay? It's easy to get blindsided and distracted, but Mahomes in the straight jacket because he's insane and you know, backwards, behind the back, left-handed throws, and Tyreek Hill generally burning secondaries, and Travis Kelce just eating up people in the middle. It's so easy to get focused on those flash plays, but Andy Reid's offense is still predicated on running the ball, and they have not been able to get that done. And sloppy ball handling, turnovers. We know their defense is trash, which is going to force that offense to press, and defense is going to be sitting back waiting on them. I am slightly shocked. Okay, I know it's going to be like, what? You're shocked? I really thought Dallas was going to lose at New England today.
And why is that?
In certain situations, even I can get so caught up with numbers, and it's just like I just couldn't see New England losing at home again. You know, and I look at the teams Dallas has beaten. They lost opening Thursday night to the Super Bowl champs, of course. They haven't beaten a team. They haven't beaten a 500 team. You know what I'm saying, from last year, or a team that even made a play in the playoffs. Like everybody they've beaten sucks ass. You know, and it's just like sooner or later, a sucky ass team is gonna have to catch y'all slipping. You know, Dallas on the road in New England. I mean, not like a oh my God, Fred G. Sanford clutched my heart shocker. Just like, damn.
It's the big one.
Yeah, not like that, but it's just like, damn. New England, like y'all, man, y'all should have beat them. Like, fuck Dallas, man. Like
I mean, I don't know about that one. I like Dallas. I like that defense they got too.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm mad Dallas actually got an all right defense because
they got a hell of a defensive.
I mean, we know they're gonna. I'm saying we know they're gonna run up and down the field and put up 30+ points and blah blah blah. But I hate that Dallas has got a kind of a good defense because now Cowboy fans really won't shut the fuck up for another week, and it just gets annoying.
That is.
Yeah, they are some of the roughest fans to deal with. Those motherfuckers.
They ain't used to winning.
Yeah.
I mean,
I used to love it when they thought Tony Romo was God. I was like, man, y'all talking about Quincy Carter's backup. This man is.
When Romo called the Super Bowl for CBS this year, right? I was like, that's the only way he was gonna get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
for real.
Real quick before we get on our final topic, I got two things. One, I mean, anybody else want to interject anything on this week, week 6? Anything else we ain't discussed, talked about before we move on?
Man, I think I'm good on week 6. Let's put it behind us.
No, because week 6 ain't officially over till tomorrow night. Ain't that right, J Wall?
Oh yeah, we'll recap whatever games that ain't already been set in stone next week. You know what I mean? And plus, me and you definitely got to jump back on next week because it's my squad versus yours.
Yeah, we gonna fight tomorrow night. Yeah,
we might be talking shit on Mayhem over it.
Yeah, exactly. Like for real, I'm like watching the game.
Right.
But, all right. Now, just another crazy week in NFL as usual. I mean, with all the drama with the Raiders, that's why I was impressed by their win today. You know what I'm saying? Denver was fake as fuck as 3-0, and I already knew that because they had beat a bunch of bums too. I'm saying in regards to just all the drama that's going on. And for them to get that win today, in division against Denver too, I mean, classic AFC West rival, that impressed me. That definitely actually impressed me. Real talk. Just as a football fan. Yep.
Almost makes you think that coaching situation might have needed to be changed.
I mean, I looked at the number. Go ahead, nephew. My bad.
You can go ahead on. Let me see what
well, just real quick. I seen some numbers right before we went on. In the Raiders 4 wins this season, they're averaging 31.5 points. In their 2 losses, it's 11.5. That is a 20-point disparity. So no middle of the road for the Raiders. Either they're gonna ball out or they're gonna stink up the joint.
Hey, I'm right. Yeah, definitely right there with you on that one.
But that's it.
At defense
and I think you spoke on it. My bad. Go ahead, Tobias.
At defense on the Raiders look real good though, especially that secondary.
I've been liking the Raiders defense this year.
Then they got the rookie from Louisville. Well, he's from Louisville. Nate Hobbs Jr. He's balling. Right,
but still overall, I mean, I've liked their defense because some defenses kind of, like I said earlier, like we talked about earlier, just good at one thing. You know, when I talked about Georgia and them having a 3-level defense, I think as far as the NFL, like the Raiders are getting there. Okay, you know, whether they're trying to stop the run or get a little pass rush or you know what I'm saying, or limit receivers after the catch and not giving up a lot of big plays. I think for one, that's where it really started. Them not really giving up a lot of big plays downfield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think people are not going to want to say it after today, but you might have to start taking the Raiders seriously as far as that AFC West. Okay, Kansas City's trying to just bounce back. San Diego was coming in hot before they took a beat down by the Ravens today. Okay, so you might have to take the Raiders seriously in that AFC West. I mean, all the turmoil and the coaching change and the drama, and we know the league. Roger Goodell and his punk ass leaked those emails. Yeah, come see me, bro. But anyway. I met Roger Goodell. Hey, J Wall, do you think Roger Goodell and Vince McMahon like hang out?
I think both of them motherfuckers are the feds.
Yeah, they probably be doing 8 balls off each other's butt crack, bro. Like real talk.
I'm telling you, man, they got NFL players and wrestlers hung up by the balls, boy. I mean, because like, every time they need a contract signed, they just go to the black book.
you know why I made that comparison. You're not naive. It's because it's like every time I look at Goodell and I see Vince, I just feel like fuck you.
They ain't nothing but politicians that got into entertainment.
I know it, man. Fuck's sake. And yet they will hate on some true pioneers and from the ground up entrepreneurs like Blurred Minds Media, y'all.
I didn't really real quick. I didn't want to get into it because it could be long winded. But real quick, I'll ask it. I didn't look into everything and each individual word said. But was John Gruden really that flagrant in the emails? Does anybody know? I didn't get. I mean, I heard a little bit of breeze through it a little bit. I didn't really dig deep. I mean, was he flagrant like that, or was it just some old ball coach shit? You know, ball coaches talk some shit. But was it ball coach talk, or was it really some foul shit?
Like it's some of the most blatant.
Is it that bad, dude?
I mean, pick your poison: misogyny, racism, homophobia. You know, pick your level of political incorrectness, and he spewed it. Like whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, everybody knows playing on the field. You got them old dip lip. Tobacco chewing coaches that talk back you with a motherfucking clipboard, make you run a country mile because he don't like your fucking socks. So was it some old ball coach shit, or was it really some old flagrant shit? That's what I'm asking. Because if it's some old ball coach shit, man, come on.
No,
we understand coaches, and some coaches are wild out here, but. Was it that, or was it really like some you got to go for real fuck shit?
No, okay, here's what's funny. Okay, it's all this stuff in emails. Okay, this is not like conversations recorded on the field during a game of practice. These were all emails. Okay, the head of the NFL Players Union at the time, DeMaurice Smith, you know what I'm saying, who's a black man. He made some disparaging comments about him. He made disparaging comments about homosexuals as a whole. He made disparaging comments in regards to women when I referenced, my misogyny reference earlier. So a 3-tier of political incorrectness. Now, y'all want to hear the funny part? See, this is part of what Blurred Minds Media do. You know what I'm saying? Trying to let you motherfuckers read between the lines, the shit that they not gonna say on TV. Okay. All these emails were gathered in an investigation into the Washington football team. Going back to last year. The league has had this set of these Gruden emails since last year.
Right.
Last year.
You know what that sounds like to me? They're like, we're going to hold this, and we're going to see if this motherfucker gets a winning season. If Las Vegas comes out smacking the shit out of everybody, we're gonna leave this shit alone. If he gets some losses, we're gonna burn this motherfucker.
Man,
they put his ass on contingencies, boy.
So you flat, and like I said, they weren't investigating the Raiders. They were investigating Washington and Daniel Snyder and all the madness going on in that place. Okay,
yeah.
and then this big email sweep. There's the Gruden emails. But the point is, they had them last year, y'all. Last summer. Before training camp, all kind of shit.
So that means he really technically couldn't have even started this season if they wanted to leak it.
Dude, we didn't even know.
I'm telling you, they fouled. They was like, fuck it, we don't care if he's racist, homophobic, nothing. Can he win? And when he started losing, they're like, yeah, pull the plug.
Okay.
That's exactly what they did.
Man, they fouled, but they didn't give a fuck if he's racist or not. They want to see if he's gonna bring him a check. They wanted the bag.
They want
a lot of people who are even watching this now or catching on the replay are gonna be like, "Oh, this is Chris on some conspiracy rant." But I'm telling you, these are facts. The league, as far as the NFL forever, was paramount and never having an NFL franchise in Las Vegas. And we know the obvious reason why. Okay.
Because it would be so dope.
Well, the whole maintaining purity for the integrity of the game. You know what? An NFL franchise in the gambling capital of the world. You see what I'm saying? What do they call it now? Optics.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they've been having the Miami Dolphins forever. And Dolphins in Miami has always been lit.
Right. Particularly talking about, but Miami has, that's Miami. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we can deal with our players being in the cocaine mecca, but not the gambling mecca.
Right. Like, what the fuck is that? Scarface can get a press box. Okay.
Hey, I'm
They
gonna check
wild
out
out
of
here.
here. I'll see y'all next week.
Okay.
You go?
You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna head on in. I'm gonna check with y'all next week.
All
All
right,
right,
take care,
guys,
nephew.
man. Be safe, man. Enjoy your little stay at work, man. Get that bread.
All right, I'll holler at y'all next week on the Sports Talk.
All
Yeah,
right, be
man,
good,
I got
Tobias.
All right, later.
Later.
But what I was saying is, Jay Wall, real quick is, and you flash forward to, the early 2000s, and online gambling as a whole started taking off, whether it's poker, sports book, whatever the case may be. And like a lot of other things on the internet, totally unregulated. Okay. Another reason, as far as in the press, the league, shied away in regards to an NFL franchise in Vegas. Yeah, it's like anything else, man. Too much money coming in. And once things started getting more centralized, particularly between FanDuel, okay, we talk about fantasy football blowing up, FanDuel, and what's the other one? The other big one,
DraftKings.
DraftKings. Okay. Whether it's Fox, ESPN, whatever your sports media outlet is, all of them have a gambling segment. All of them. Every fucking one of them. And they've done it for fucking years. And in the NFL, like anything else, is what? A business. And the business is to get the fucking money. That's why eventually they said, screw it. We're going to have an NFL franchise in Vegas. Didn't matter whether it was going to be the Raiders moving or not. See, those are lines that kind of got blurred when they announced the Raiders moving to Vegas. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
West Coast market, because those games start late. Okay. We talk about the East Coast time zone and that 3-hour difference. All right. So you got to get your bets in earlier, because if you're on the East Coast, because the game's actually going to broadcast later. You see what I'm saying? 3-hour time difference on the West Coast. Like if the Raiders, even if the Raiders are playing at Denver, okay, if they ain't kicking out till 4 p.m. East Coast time, that's still just 1 p.m. out there. You got to do the math and get that bet in, because the majority of the viewers of that game are still either in the Central or Eastern time zone, hence a majority of your nationwide bettors. Whether it's DraftKings, whether it's FanDuel, whether you go to your casino and use their sports book. I don't care if you're old school and still go see the bookie down on 26 and fucking Cedar, all right? The point of the matter is, okay, the point of the matter is, don't be naive about things like the NFL and setting up the Raiders in Vegas. Okay, the firing of Gruden. The league had those emails since last year. We didn't even know if there was going to be a season last year, and the league already had those fucking emails. Like,
They are petty.
I love teams.
Petty.
Bills are my team. I love players. I love the sport. Fuck the league.
Word.
The league.
That's how I feel about music. I love the craft. I love the creative shit. I love the artists. I love the DJs. I love the musicians. But fuck the labels and fuck the machine that bled them all dry.
J Wall, it's time, bro. You know what I'm saying? The feature as far as Shop Talk Sports tonight, man, we got to get into the Stephen A. Kyrie thing. You called it. I was glad you mentioned earlier that we was going to discuss this. I'm on some classic save the best for last shit. Vanessa Williams. More homework for you kids to do. Motherfuckers, anyway.
Well, shit. We got the banner up. We down to hour and 4 minutes in. Let's go on and wrap it with this.
Go ahead, kick it off, man. I'll just rebut off you, bro.
Well, to me, I've been looking at it. Okay. Stephen A. Smith has been saying the most about Kyrie Irving not being able to play home games for the Brooklyn Nets because he refuses to take the New York mandated COVID-19 stabby jabby. I won't say the V word because I don't want to get taken off YouTube.
Stabby jabby.
But
okay.
The stabby jabby.
We'll roll with that.
What I would say for my take is this. I don't believe that when Muhammad Ali refused to go into the draft, that he was upheld at the time as a hero. I believe that a lot of people talk shit on that man for that. Now, in the history, and as the history was written, he became a hero because of that move. I do not believe, and forgive me for not knowing these brothers' names. I should have done more research. But the brothers that won in the Olympics that stood on the podium and put the black glove on and held up the fist. I don't believe at the time America's narrative where they were freedom fighters. They were heroes. Right. They were standing for something. They were probably ostracized. I believe at this time Kyrie Irving is in the vein of those brothers and Muhammad Ali. I think a lot of people talk shit. I don't think a lot of people see it, but I think Kyrie Irving is standing for his freedom of choice with what goes in his body. And I believe that right now, some people looking at him sideways, some people don't understand. They're saying just get to the bag. But I believe if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So I do believe that Kyrie Irving in the history books, when it's all said and done, will be upheld as a hero and a freedom fighter. And most heroes and freedom fighters go through a bunch of shit while they're doing it. And they usually don't get their flowers till years later.
Well, being from Louisville, Kentucky, and as Muhammad Ali, my first true hero in life, and then referencing the brothers in the 1968 Mexico City game.
Thank you for that. I should have done research. That is my fault to the viewers.
And for you to insert Kyrie Irving's names to these brothers is cartoonishly insulting to me, and I'm explaining to you why.
Listen.
We talk about Ali's stance overall and his refusal of the draft. That was just a symptom of what he was really fighting and challenging, okay? Same in regards to the two brothers in Mexico City, 1968 Olympic Games, and their Black Power salute, okay? Another one of my catchphrases in life is consider the source, okay? We're talking about Kyrie Irving. Cold, spoiled brat. One and done at Duke. No one say he's not talented. I've said it for years. In the NBA, at the guard position, he is the best finisher at the rim. Okay? He pulls off stuff at the rim as a guard. I'm just like, wow. Okay, so I never denied his basketball prowess whatsoever. But when you talk about making a social stance and him trying to be a social martyr, we're discussing somebody who said the earth was flat, which we all know is not true.
Well, that is true. He did say the flat earth shit. I can't deny that. But are you telling me that you can't see any all right, I'll even dismiss at the moment because I was talking historically years down the road later when I put him in the realm of Muhammad Ali and the brothers who are no name, but we would definitely put it in the chat or something. If anybody in the chat would like to give us these brothers' names, I hate to be disrespectful, but nevertheless, okay, so I'll directly correlate it with lately situations. Are you saying that you can't see the direct correlation with a Kaepernick taking a knee to Kyrie not taking the stabby?
Because once again, in regards to my point, consider the source. We're talking Kyrie Irving.
I understand that, but if you consider the source for all the hype and all the backing that a Colin Kaepernick did, consider the source. Before Colin Kaepernick grew an afro and took the knee, what can you say about Colin Kaepernick other than just being a football player who likes to take pictures with girls on boats with his shirt off?
Right. But and I think that's what, in regards to Kaepernick's stance, what caught a lot of people off guard. We didn't know socially he was, as the kids say, found their life. I'm
So
sure there's people.
Would you not
I'm
say
sure,
that we did not just see this coming from a Kyrie Irving? And the funny thing is, I feel like at this moment, Kyrie has way more to lose than Kaepernick did. Because it's obvious that no matter what his stance was or his knee was, Kaepernick was on his way out of San Francisco. He was having a dog trash season. Kyrie Irving is still regarded as one of the top point guards in the game.
Yeah, true. Like, I don't do fantasy sports at all yet. If I did fantasy NBA, you know, I know what they send you a budget. You have to abide it. My starting five, like, yeah, like, but I want Kyrie Irving. You know what I mean? But like I said, back to my my point. This is Kyrie Irving, dude. Like, the dude. I mean, he's an enigma. Don't get me wrong, and I'm usually a fan of people like that. It's just a lot of baseless statements. You understand what I'm saying? He just kind of fly. Kyrie to me is like the Kanye West of the NBA.
Whoa, that's wild.
I mean, just on some constantly fly off the handle. Oh my God, I can't believe you actually said that shit, bro. Type shit. It's nonstop with him. Okay. Now, flip side of that coin is the Park Avenue caramel complected, same receding hairline probably since the early 90s.
Motherfucker got a 5 head.
Mr. $60 million corporate raider. One-man show for ESPN, Stephen A. Smith. Now, overall, I respect Stephen A. Smith. I remember back 2010, 2011, on the late-night NBA show, Sports ESPN, when I first started catching him, with it being the internet, I did my research, homework, read some columns, kind of read up on his resume. Talk about going into this season, he has actually covered the NBA alone for over 25 years. So, he's got his sources, he talks to people, the circles he's in. Yet and still consider the source. Because I don't want nobody thinking I'm being unfair to Kyrie Irving. See, the same logic applies with both entities, and saying in this little face-off we have, all right? Because Stephen A. Smith, in regards to your man Chris, a.k.a. Apocalypse, and a whole lot of people, but they scared to say it, all right? Saying he's no choir boy.
No,
I've heard him speak disparagingly in regards to coaches, players, teams, organizations. He seems to have an agenda with certain markets, certain teams, no matter what the sport is. He doesn't really cover baseball a lot. We talk about him at First Take, stuff like that. I love when he gets into it with actual players, whether it's NBA or NFL, because they really check him on that. I think that's one of the reasons that Jay Williams, his coverage is being minimized some going into this NBA season for ESPN. He's probably going to be on the way out too. He is someone that definitely challenges Stephen A. Smith on there. And Stephen A. Smith, at the end of the day, don't know how to keep his ego in check. Stephen A. Smith is the epitome of someone who loves to fucking personalize business. And that shit fucking annoys the hell out of me as a sports fan, and more importantly, from one black man to another. What can I say about that, Stephen A?
And for me, I think Stephen A. Smith started out as like the Howard Stern of ESPN. He was like a shock jock. He would say shit that was unpopular, say shit to get a rise up people. And honestly, when he came in the game and I was watching sports just real vigorously and heavy, I liked Stephen A. Smith for a long time. I liked him because he didn't have the positive narrative take. But I think, to me, if you look past sports and look at mainstream media and you realize that a lot of them kowtow to corporate interest and bags and paychecks, and they all sing and dance, and they all have strings that are being controlled by the puppet masters. I really believe Stephen A. Smith's biggest problem with Kyrie Irving is Kyrie Irving's decision and message do not go with the hand-picked narrative of the established.
Oh, yeah.
So, to me, I think Stephen A. Smith is a cuck boy shield for the establishment. And I think Kyrie Irving is the closest thing to a freedom fighter we have in mainstream sports at this time.
Right. Because when you talk about, just like a lot of other things, and sports is just an example of this. When you talk about life in the COVID era, all right, everyone wants to rail on everyone else's choices, conveniently forgetting that we still live in America. Whether you agree,
of who?
home of the free, allegedly. I mean, I'm black. I can say allegedly free. And the brave.
Well, the home of the free when it comes to looking at most other countries in the world.
Right, there you go.
Because even a homeless man in America is balling compared to a lot of third world countries.
Right. But to finish my point up real quick, okay? Stephen A. chose to take the vaccine. Okay. Me personally.
Stephen A.'s hairline took a back seat.
No, his hairline is a back seat, but he took the back seat.
It's a back seat with a shag rug. Hey, but real quick, while we're in NFL Week 6, real quick, just an update for the viewers. We are at 7-0. Steelers. Seattle has the ball. Go ahead, Apocalypse.
All right. Stephen A. chose to take the vaccine. It's not going to make me look at Stephen A. any different. Kyrie chooses to not take the vaccine. That's not going to make me look at Kyrie different. A lot of things with this COVID thing since it first jumped off is how people personalize other people's choices. Okay.
Good point.
You have the right to take the vaccine. You have the right to not take the vaccine. Why can't we respect each other's rights?
That, in a nutshell, I believe, is the whole point. My thing is this: Kyrie Irving wouldn't even be a situation if he just had the freedom to choose.
So see what you're talking about.
The thing is, I guarantee you, NBA players had the freedom to choose if they took the flu shot or not.
Right. And CJ, what you're talking about is the legislation of that New York mandate itself, which is another conversation. That's something out of.
And isn't it crazy though that an unstabby jabby player from a team outside of Brooklyn can come to Brooklyn and play, but Kyrie cannot play in his home games without taking the stabby? Isn't that a contradiction?
Because law of averages, the not stabby player as the road team coming in, they play in the city or state that doesn't have the mandate that New York does. I mean,
exactly.
It's simple.
But they can still make money and come in there and play, but he cannot.
Well,
but I go back to your point. Is the discussion whether that's just the mandate and the rule, or is the discussion that we're supposed to be in a country where he should be able to choose? I think the whole point is, why can the man not have the choice and still be able to play ball? We're not talking about high-risk people. We're talking about some of the most healthiest people in the country.
And not only that, when you talk about kind of like force this thing, well, why doesn't he have a choice? You know what I'm saying? Or in his choice, why can it not be respected? You don't have to like it,
You know what this reminds me of?
but it doesn't mean you get to
Squid
like
Game.
see fucking.
You know why it reminds me of Squid Games? Because you gotta read the fine print.
Print, right? See the little detail.
Because he obviously signed a contract that he cannot just shake out of with a bodily choice, which means, like Squid Games, he's stuck in the game.
But like you said, like you alluded to earlier, okay, this situation with him wouldn't be happening if New York had legislated that mandate in the first place.
Facts.
So
Facts.
the law essentially is taking him and any other player in that situation's choice out of that player's hands, whether they want to choose to take the vaccine or not. The point of the matter is the lack of respect for the choice, whether you're pro or anti-vaccine.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm riding with Kyrie on this, because he wants to make the choice that he don't want to do it, but they will not allow him to. And the funny thing is, they will not allow him to make this choice for his own situation. And no matter how much money he makes, it's honestly just to play a game.
Yeah. Like it does get lost out of context, because at the end of the day, we're still talking about basketball.
Yeah. So should a man make maybe a life-altering choice with his health over a game?
The thing is, the game is his job.
True. But like I said, if he was to play in Houston, Orlando, Miami, where there's no mandates, he wouldn't have an issue.
Right.
So the thing is, why is it fair for players in Miami, Houston, or Orlando to be able to do as they please, but in Brooklyn he cannot? But see, is still the same country. And I understand you made the mandate, but I think it's bigger than Kyrie and New York, because if it's Kyrie, think about all the regular people with regular jobs in New York who are faced with this decision.
Right. Well, see, that's how the New York mandate first came about. Okay. With so many people in New York still working from home, and a lot of big businesses and corporations, mom and pop shops, whatever the case may be, getting frustrated. Need to get these people back.
Sounds like Kyrie should have got coded 2K so he can work from home.
Right. And so this is an overall New York employee mandate. When I say this initially started in just getting New York City workers actually back to work and no longer working from home. Okay, because that foot traffic it's essential to New York life. Okay, seeing the people out there, stopping at this flower shop or stopping at that deli, twice a week like you normally do. It's just a different feel than DoorDash and that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, as a former New York resident, trust and believe. Now, granted, the city's changed. I ain't gonna lie, I don't even recognize New York when I see it on TV. I lived in New York in the 80s and 90s, like that. New York, before it became New York. Fuck you, Giuliani. But anyway.
New York.
Yeah, fucking Giuliani. Fuck New York up. The point of the matter is, that's how this whole thing started. So when you talk about, well, it's not fair that a player from Miami or Oklahoma City or the Lakers or whatever NBA market, because those cities don't have that new employee mandate. It's not legislated. That's why the whole thing is about the home games. If Kyrie's not playing at the home games, Brooklyn possibly loses money.
Oh, if he plays 0 home games, they're definitely losing money.
Yeah, because some people won't show up. Some people literally will be petty and not show up because Kyrie ain't playing.
Well, plus, if that's your marquee point guard, then more than likely you ain't going to win games because your best point guard's not on the court.
Well, you look at the Eastern Conference overall, okay. I mean, in a doomsday scenario, as I want to call let's say Kyrie not only doesn't play home games, let's say he decides to sit out the season, okay? Now you got to have Harden and KD healthy the whole year. You're still talking about a 50-plus win team. You know, I'd say no lower than a 3 seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs, so they would be guaranteed at least one home series as the favorite, possibly 2 before the conference finals. I mean, that's what they would be looking at, and they want to avoid that.
Yeah.
The more Kyrie can play at home, I mean, home, especially in the NBA, man, you know, those are the games you want to win. That solidifies your home court advantage. You're standing in the division, eventually the conference race, seeding for the playoffs. And then it's New York. The Knicks are halfway back. They had a little playoff run like last year. So between attendance and then the Eastern Conference itself, there's a battle for New York. There's a legitimate battle for New York. And
Sure
Kyrie and his anti-vaccine stance is paramount in this, man. It just is. There's too much more at stake than Kyrie's social martyrdom. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, I mean, as a man, if that's the stand you're taking, I mean, I think there's a certain amount of respect to be had for if they drop him off the team, if he can't pick up, if he goes the route of no job, but he stands on his square and that's what he does, then I mean the man made his decision.
Yeah,
so
like
I respect it. I mean, if he says fuck all the money you've given me, I don't want to take it and you ain't gonna make me take it, then to me, that's a grown ass man statement. He's standing on a square no matter what they say, no matter what carrots they can make dangle in his face.
I have no problem with the people who have a problem with Kyrie's, not only his actual decision, it's the right to make that decision. You see what I'm saying? Let's get to the core. Okay, even if you don't like his decision, fine. Y'all bitching about this man's right to that decision.
Yeah. But the thing is, 3 seasons ago, you all didn't ask if Kyrie Irving took the flu shot, and you didn't care. Ain't no difference, folks.
Yeah. Sports, this conversation, like a lot of other things, it's just another example. This is life in the COVID era.
Yeah. The new normal, as some would call it.
I don't call it new normal. I just, you know what? About 2 weeks into this thing last year, J-Wall, I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm like, you know what this shit is? He's like, what? I'm like, this shit is a fucking X-Files episode come to life.
Facts.
I heard my man drop the phone. He was laughing so hard. Okay. He's like, you in the X-Files. Man, bro, whatever. Hate me. You know I'm right. I ain't gonna lie. When they first came out with the vaccine, I was like, okay, anybody who takes that vaccine, you're gonna turn into a walker, and I'm gonna have to put you down.
Right.
That's still my stance on it. But oh wait, we're talking about what? Oh shit, my choice. Just like Kyrie Irving's choice to not take the vaccine, and just like Stephen A. Smith's choice to take the vaccine. Quit personalizing business, everybody.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. I wish they would have never interjected this propaganda and this political shit in sports. Sports is supposed to be the great equalizer, the great bringing of together. You got the talent or you don't. You got fans of all walks of life, all shades of color through the rainbow. It's just about the game. Yes, people fight and argue, but it ain't on outward appearance or political views. It's my team, your team. And that, to me, is fair.
You see, that all changed when Ali stepped on the scene. That all changed when two brothers from Mexico City game raised the Black Power fist in 1968. That all changed, bro. Do your homework.
Facts.
Sports is the ultimate microcosm for life. See, this is why. Okay, back in the early 2000s, my oldest son, he's already 10, 11, 12 years old. He's in competitive sports, mainly basketball. All right. So going to my youngest son now, he didn't play sports, whatever, but other people and parents I knew, well, they don't have. There's not a first and second place. It's just everyone gets a participation trophy. There's no life participation trophy. There's fucking winners and losers.
Yeah, that participation trophy shit's gonna ruin
So you
the
understand
game.
what I'm talking about,
It
J-Wall?
ain't teaching these kids nothing.
J-Wall, you know what I'm talking about. You talking about the generation gap between
Man,
people
this
like you
dude
and
one
I.
time told me that his grandkids was in the league that didn't have a scoreboard.
Oh yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
I said, what is the point?
But we don't want them to feel bad. Why not? We don't want them to know what it's like to lose. They're gonna
Feel bad. You're supposed to feel bad. Sports teaches kids something. You're supposed to work your ass off, study, work out, do everything you can do, and still lose. It's a learning tool for life.
And that's why I've always said sports is the ultimate microcosm of life. So when you talk about that bridging the gap, and like I said, guys like Ali, Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell, this is when sports went from being entertainment to show for commentary. I don't personally think that's a bad thing. I'm just sick of the political correctness injected into it over the last 10 plus fucking year.
My thing's always been that athletes are very persuasive and influential in life, and I feel like that. Yeah. And I feel like they can sway and push different situations and movements, and even like shine light on some things that need to be shined light on. And I think in day-to-day life, through press conferences, through documentaries, through interviews, through through speeches, through everything else, I feel like they should definitely make their decisions and their beliefs and what they hold true and what they would like to achieve and see in the world be done. But I think on that field, on that hardwood, that's where you only do the game.
Right, yeah. That's where
because the game is the game, and the game in itself. The game in itself doesn't deal with any of the outside noise. The game in itself is those on the court, on the field, in the ring, playing the game. And it's all about the game. So I think when you interject the propaganda and the bullshit politics in the game, you're ruining the game. Now, for these athletes, it is their decision and some of their responsibility to stand on their square and fight for what they want to fight for. And that is obviously a situation that needs to happen, and over history has happened. But Ali did not stand in the ring and tell you shit about not going to that war. You heard about it on the news. You heard about it and shit. In that ring, he was the champ. Right. Them brothers didn't put them gloves on and stand there with their fist up until after the race was run.
Mm-hmm.
Leave the period, because the game is not racist. The game is not a political situation. The game is not famine or starvation. The game is the game.
Right. The game is the game. The game is pure. And
that's it. But everybody that plays the game at the highest level and has a platform to stand on should absolutely voice their opinion on any issues available, because they have a lot of eyes and ears, and a lot of their eyes and ears are the youth.
Yeah, I mean, there's been no secret, and it goes back to I seen it earlier personally, but that's because I'm older. When I think about Bird, Magic, heyday, when you talk about the ushering of the Jordaner, and I'm just using Jordan in the NBA for example. But the point of the matter is the way athletes they do influence culture. You talk about the early mid-'90s, the explosion of hip hop as well. A lot of these prominent players, Friends, with a lot of those artists coming from a lot of those same impoverished neighborhoods that those artists discussing those stories. And
to this day, people want to dress like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, like just back over the summer, as far as ESPN's NBA coverage, my man, upstate New York, Bill's Mafia, in the house. Benny the Butcher cut a dope song promo for them as well. All right. So It's really been. I've seen the transformation of it my entire life. When you talk about sports figures influencing pop culture, the social climate, if you will. When I think about Giannis and the Bucks, after the initial police shooting up there in Milwaukee, and it's coming off the heels of George Floyd, so them deciding to not play that night, whether you agree with it or not, I just respect the stance. They like that's an example of what you're talking about, Jay Wall, as far as them using their platform, them using, saying, being smart enough to know that.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like taking a protest and saying I'm just not going to play in the game.
Right.
It's perfectly fine. But putting the propaganda in the game. Because here's the thing. The game is unwavering. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter your political beliefs. The outcome of the game is going to go to the victor.
Exactly.
Period.
And that's the difference we're talking about. Like you said, when you inject the politics, the propaganda, and just all the BS in the game itself, we don't need
I hate
that.
it. That whole NBA bubble shit was crazy. Like, what are y'all doing?
We just
the game itself could take people away from a lot of this bullshit and bring camaraderie back to the fans, which will bring camaraderie back to the country. You don't interject the dumb shit in the game. If LeBron James wants to do a 2-hour press conference after the game about the situation in the country and how he feels about it, he should do so.
After the game.
But just leave it out of the game.
Yeah, don't do it pre-game.
The game itself is not racist. It's not political. It's the game.
Exactly.
It's the great escape.
Right. Look, definitely enjoyed this conversation. I'm slightly disappointed more people didn't chime in. I sent several invites and promo clips in regards to Sports Talk. Shop. Let me get it right. Shop Talk Sports tonight. And, of course, Monday Night Mayhem for tomorrow. Yeah, I enjoyed this conversation, Jay Wall. This is something we definitely need to expand upon and follow up on it at some juncture. But in the meantime, in between time, if it's all right with you, we're going to sign off. I will do one last shameless and not subtle plug for Monday Night Mayhem, Tag Team Edition, Mixtape Volume 2. Your man, Apocalypse, your gracious and most appreciative host. We're going to hit you off. Shop Talk Sports, hopefully back next Sunday. Another weekly roundup, and I'm sure a little social commentary mixed in as well. Signing off. In the meantime, in between one time, Jay Wall, good seeing you as always. We out.
Later. Like you said, we're going to try to come to y'all every Sunday with Shop Talk Sports. You can catch us tomorrow on Monday Night Mayhem, 80s and 90s wrestling tribute show. Another call-in show. Every show is a call-in. You can always call in and participate if you would like. But for now, I am Jay Wall the Jerk. This is Shop Talk Sports, another Blurred Minds Media production. And we're out of here.